From the nation's capital, Eye on Washington with Marilee Joyce. A weekly discussion about the federal issues most important to Nevada. And now, from Washington, D.C., here's Marilee Joyce.
And good day to you. I'm Marilee Joyce, and this is Eye on Washington, the only statewide Nevada news program produced in Washington, D.C. Every week, Eye on Washington takes you straight to Capitol Hill for a discussion with Nevada's delegation and other leaders about the federal matters that matter to you. Today's topic, serving those who have served us, how one Nevada leader says he's fighting for our veterans, and he is my guest today, Nevada U.S. Congressman Ruben Kihuen. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Marilee. Thank you for the invitation.
As veterans transition out of the military, they of course seek good-paying jobs, but do they have the skills for those positions? Well, today on Eye on Washington, we'll find out what my guest is doing to make sure veterans are prepared for high-paying positions. We'll tell you how his first legislative effort helps colleges to help those returning soldiers, and later we'll get his take on veterans' health care and other veterans issues. All business owners, regardless of the good or services offered, are looking for the same thing. They want a talented staff. And nowadays, talented means the ability to meet the demands of our fast-moving, fast-changing economy. Well, that's why the congressman has introduced a bill to help ensure veterans have the skills they need to fill jobs in their local communities. It's called the Service Training, Education, and Preparation, or STEP, for Veterans Act. It would help community colleges prepare our veterans for the modern-day workforce. It provides grants to schools to support or establish degree and certificate programs for veterans looking to re-enter the civilian workforce. And Congressman, now these grants would help the veterans obtain the skills and the training they need for the jobs of both today and the future. Is that right? That's
right. Well, first of all, again, thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.
You know, Nevada has one of the highest percentages per capita of veterans in the country. You know, part of it is because we have Nellis Air Force Base, Creech Air Force Base, and folks end up retiring and staying in the state of Nevada. And so for me, this is my first bill introduced here in Congress. During the campaign trail last year, I made a promise that my priorities were going to be in higher education and veterans. So my first bill was this, the step back that you talked about. I'm very proud. I mean, look, we have a lot of companies that want to relocate to Nevada. They're looking for well-trained workforce. This bill would invest money in community colleges to be able to retrain our veterans who are leaving military service and be able to get them back on their feet and working.
And we should point out that it unites the community colleges with our local businesses as well. How does it work?
That's right. So this bill would help do an analysis of our economy, our local economy in Nevada, to see what are the jobs that they're looking for. You know, what are the employers that are looking to hire? You know, what do they need? In what certain areas do they need to be trained? And so this bill would help do an analysis and then help us identify where our weaknesses are, and then invest money in the community colleges to be able to train these veterans and fill them with those positions.
Why this is your first piece of major legislation? Why the focus on veterans?
Well, look, I mean, our veterans served our country. They went out and fought for our country. Many of them gave their lives for our country. And the least that we can do for those who come back is to provide them an opportunity to reestablish their life. And not just find a job, but also offer them the health services that they may need. Many of them come back with PTSD. They need to be able to have the right treatment. And also, we got to show them respect, that we thank them for their service to our country. And what a better way to do that than to help them get back on their feet and help their families out.
You know, on a previous Eye on Washington show, when you joined us, you talked about, we did a full show on education, and you talked about why education with your own background, et cetera, is so important to you. How does this sort of tie together your focus on education and your focus on veterans at the same time?
Absolutely. So Nevada, you know, we still need to diversify our state's economy. We're not going to have a diversified economy without investing in our education system. And part of investing in our education system is also investing to help our veterans get the education that they need to be able to go out there and fill those jobs of the future. And so this is all interrelated. If we want to diversify the economy, let's have a well-trained workforce. What kind of workforce? Let's get those veterans. I mean, those veterans, if there's anyone that can get things done, it's the veterans. You know, they know how to fix planes and you name it. And so let's get them back to work. And
you felt as well that some of those coming home, they don't have the training that are needed, not only for the jobs of the future, but the jobs of today.
Correct. And they come back with a lot of skills. But unfortunately, they can't come back here and just work for, you know, an airline. You know, they want to come back and be able to stay here in their local community and be able to not just earn a living, but, you know, make a good livable wage to be able to pay for their bills and get good benefits. And so that's what we're looking to do with this bill.
Excellent. And when we return, well, he says community colleges need to be able to more easily train veterans to fill good jobs. We're going to have the details on his legislation right after this.
You're watching Eye on Washington with Marilee Joyce, brought to you by Caesars Entertainment, Las Vegas Sands Corporation, the Regional Transportation Commission of Washoe County, NV Energy, Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, the Rogich Communications Group, and Jim Marsh Automotive.
Safety. We all think about it. You think about it when he buckles in, when you check your mirrors and put away your phone. RTC thinks about safety too. In fact, we create it. Center turn lanes mean fewer blind spots. Bike lanes keep cyclists and you safe. Roundabouts reduce injury collisions, and all these crosswalks are designed to keep families like yours safe. Safety is your priority, and it's ours too. Every day, in everything we do.
Want more federal news that affects Nevada, its businesses, and its residents? Then you need to subscribe to Nevada's Washington Watch newsletter, your sole source of online news direct from Washington, D.C. Visit JoyceCommunications.com and subscribe today.
Planet Hollywood, Paris, Harrah's, Caesar's Palace. It's one of the most exciting skylines in the world, Las Vegas. Caesars Entertainment has nearly 50 casinos worldwide, including these. But no matter which casino you visit, we want you to play responsibly. And if you need help setting or keeping a limit, we hope you'll call this number. You see, we know you're coming to our casinos to have a good time, and we always want you to leave feeling like you did.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, it's embarrassing to be tackled by someone smaller than me. I look weak and effeminate, so now I'm overcompensating.
I'd also be very ashamed by that. I'm not waiting until it happens to me to make you feel small.
My dad taught me to be the alpha male, so now I'm gonna knock a tray out of your hands at lunch.
Kids bully for all kinds of reasons. None of them are good. Know your kids' friends and monitor their social networking. Find more tips at flipthescriptnow.org.
And welcome back to Eye on Washington and our discussion of an effort on Capitol Hill to help our veterans get the best jobs when they come home. My guest today is the author of legislation aimed at doing just that. He is Nevada U.S. Congressman Ruben Kihuen. To get a job, you have to be able to do that job, and many of today's top-paying positions require special skills that many veterans returning from service, serving our nation lack. So Congressman Kihuen wants to fix that. His Service Training, Education, and Preparation for Veterans Act brings together community colleges with local industry and businesses. Now, the goal is to help veterans get good jobs in their community. The bill provides grants to community colleges to conduct analysis of their local economies. This study would assess employment openings and the skills and training currently possessed by veterans. Then the grants could also be used to support or create certificate and degree programs to provide veterans with the skills needed to fill those openings. The bill also establishes an advisory board comprised of representatives from the local business community and the Department of Veterans Affairs to help the veterans find the job. So again, Congressman, for veterans returning from military assignment, a lot of jobs are out of reach because they don't have the required skills. And without your bill, are our community colleges struggling to provide the necessary education needed to give the veterans?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't be introducing this bill.
In other words, this is kind of helping to shape that curriculum as well, right? Because it's deciding what skills are going to be needed.
Right. And look, Marilee, I actually worked at a community college for over 10 years. I worked at the College of Southern Nevada. I was an academic advisor. I ran the diversity department. And I saw firsthand, that we were in need. And not just of money. It's not, you can't just throw money at a problem and try to fix it. Sure. Part of it is the money, but also part of it is doing an analysis. What are those programs? What are those jobs that we need to, train people for? Again, we recently we brought Tesla to the state of Nevada. That's over 6,000 jobs. Some of those folks came in from out of the state. Why bring in people from out of the state when we have a lot of folks in Nevada that we can retrain, that we can prepare them to fill those jobs? We're looking to bring in IT companies to the state of Nevada. There's no need for them to go out there into a different state and find an IT job. We can compete with Silicon Valley if we invest. And again, I can't think of better people that are more prepared than our veterans.
I find it interesting, too, the advisory board is sort of tying together how the communities are partnering with the VA to help the vets find those jobs.
Correct.
Tell us how that works.
I mean, look, we have to be working as a team, all of our community together, businesses, the VA, our business community. We all have to be working together because at the end of the day, those businesses are looking to, fill those positions. They're also, the state of Nevada, we're also, again, looking to diversify our economy. Sure. We want to bring in new industries to the state of Nevada, manufacturing, IT, hospitality, tourism. These are some of the industries that we've identified where we can fill positions. But if the community colleges don't offer the programs that they need to fill those positions, then it makes no sense.
It's just an interesting partnership, kind of a three-part partnership. So you have the community colleges are partnering with the communities because the communities know what jobs they need filled, and then you have the VA who knows where the veterans are who need the jobs for those positions. So it really all works together very well.
And it's a win-win for everybody, right? It's a win-win for the community colleges because now they get to invest in programs that they've been wanting to implement, and we get veterans back to work, and we diversify our economy.
When you're in the district, and I know you're there pretty much weekly, what do you hear from both veterans seeking jobs and those wanting to hire veterans? And I'm sure you've told them about your bill.
I've spent countless hours with veterans. I spent some time in northern Nevada, in the central of the state of Nevada, in the part of our district, talking to veterans. They're not only in need of jobs, but they're also in need of health care and many other needs. And so I'm very honored to be able to represent them here in Washington, D.C. And for me, this is a personal fight that I want to do on their behalf.
Excellent. And when we return, a major military group steps up to support STEP. We're going to have details on that and more on the legislation right after this.
Nevada's direct link to Capitol Hill. Eye on Washington with Marilee Joyce. The only statewide Nevada news show based in Washington, D.C. All the top federal matters that matter most to Nevadans. Marilee talks with our congressional delegation and other leaders about the federal news you need to know. Eye on Washington with Marilee Joyce. Nevada's Eye on Capitol Hill.
Safety. We all think about it. You think about it when he buckles in, when you check your mirrors and put away your phone. RTC thinks about safety too. In fact, we create it. Center turn lanes mean fewer blind spots. Bike lanes keep cyclists and you safe. Roundabouts reduce injury collisions. And all these crosswalks are designed to keep families like yours safe. Safety is your priority, and it's ours too. Every day, in everything we do.
We're not a miracle drug. We're not a technology. We're not doctors. Just the hope, which can often be the best cure of all. The Ronald McDonald House, a home away from home for seriously ill children and their families.
Planet Hollywood, Paris, Harrah's, Caesar's Palace. It's one of the most exciting skylines in the world, Las Vegas. Caesars Entertainment has nearly 50 casinos worldwide, including these. But no matter which casino you visit, we want you to play responsibly. And if you need help setting or keeping a limit, we hope you'll call this number. You see, we know you're coming to our casinos to have a good time, and we always want you to leave feeling like you did.
Hey, Gabby, how you doing? How was the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey, guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Race. Love is love.
Safety. We all think about it. You think about it when he buckles in, when you check your mirrors and put away your phone. RTC thinks about safety too. In fact, we create it. Center turn lanes mean fewer blind spots. Bike lanes keep cyclists and you safe. Roundabouts reduce injury collisions. And all these crosswalks are designed to keep families like yours safe. Safety is your priority, and it's ours too. Every day, in everything we do.
Welcome back to Eye on Washington, our discussion of an effort on Capitol Hill to help our veterans get the best jobs when they come home. My guest today is author of legislation aimed at doing just that. He is Nevada U.S. Congressman Ruben Kihuen. Of course, a congressperson or senator always wants support of his or for his or her legislation, whether from colleagues or from outside the Hill. And my guest's Service Training, Education, and Preparation for Veterans Act has caught the eye and the support of one major military group. Earlier this spring, the Association of the United States Navy announced its support of the congressman's legislation. The association calls itself the Voice of America's Sailors. Its mission is to support the Navy through advocacy to Navy leadership, industry leaders, and the Congress. While their mission statement says they inform and educate Congress and congressional staffs on issues important to Navy and our servicemen and women, sometimes they advocate for legislation, as they are doing in the case of my guest bill. And Congressman, congratulations. That is a big voice, the Voice of America's Sailors, and voicing its support of your bill.
Thank you.
What does it mean to you that your first bill, this effort to help veterans not only re-enter the workforce but get the best jobs, has the backing of such a prestigious group?
Look, I'm honored to have their support. I think they recognize that a lot of their military service members who are looking to retire, they need to find a job once they're out there in the workforce. And they also recognize that they have sacrificed their own lives to be able to protect our freedom and liberties. And so I'm very humbled to have their support. Look, this is not a Republican or Democratic issue. This is an American issue that we have to resolve.
How did you learn of their support? Were you contacted?
They reached out to us.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and I met with some of their officials earlier on in Congress, and then once once we introduce the bill, they lend their support. And again, they don't lend support to Republicans. They're a bipartisan group, and so we're very honored to have their support.
You know, I know you conducted a listening tour earlier this year in your district on the bill, and I did see a press piece about it that one of the groups you especially focused on were the veterans. Aside from jobs, what are some of the top concerns in the Nevada veteran community? You know,
there's a lot of concerns. I think, health coverage is one of them.
Is that the top?
I would say it's probably the top one. That and finding a job. And right now, if the Republicans get their way on repealing the Affordable Care Act and passing the American Health Care Act, almost 18,000 veterans are going to be losing their health coverage. So they're very concerned about that. I did a week tour of just listening to constituents, and they're very concerned about this.
I will say, and kind of playing off that last statement, I have found in my years of doing Eye on Washington that regardless of party affiliation, regardless of anger on the Hill, regardless of party bickering, there is one issue that seems to unite both sides, and it is veterans issues. Right. That is certainly something that both sides care about. That said, what is the support for your bill right now on the Hill?
We're working to garner bipartisan support on this. Unfortunately, I have yet to get a Republican to sign on.
Is that right?
It's very unfortunate. We're working on it, and I'm hopeful that, again, we put our parties aside and determine that this is a great piece of legislation and we can get it passed.
Anything else you can tell me about the bill that I didn't mention?
No, it's a great piece of legislation. I really hope that both parties support this because this is for our veterans.
Okay. And when we return, it is mailbag time. And Mary Beth S., we chose your letter, and it's just ahead. Stay with us.
Planet Hollywood, Paris, Harrah's, Caesar's Palace. It's one of the most exciting skylines in the world, Las Vegas. Caesars Entertainment has nearly 50 casinos worldwide, including these. But no matter which casino you visit, we want you to play responsibly. And if you need help setting or keeping a limit, we hope you'll call this number. You see, we know you're coming to our casinos to have a good time, and we always want you to leave feeling like you did.
Nevada's direct link to Capitol Hill. Eye on Washington with Marilee Joyce, the only statewide Nevada news show based in Washington, D.C. All the top federal matters that matter most to Nevadans. Marilee talks with our congressional delegation and other leaders about the federal news you need to know. Eye on Washington with Marilee Joyce, Nevada's Eye on Capitol Hill.
I got my own iPod Touch and use my dad's login to get on gambling sites. Poker is the best, but I'm losing a lot. Since I'm too young to play, they're not allowed to keep the money and my dad won't find out. That's right, isn't it?
Safety. We all think about it. You think about it when he buckles in, when you check your mirrors and put away your phone. RTC thinks about safety too. In fact, we create it. Center turn lanes mean fewer blind spots. Bike lanes keep cyclists and you safe. Roundabouts reduce injury collisions. And all these crosswalks are designed to keep families like yours safe. Safety is your priority, and it's ours too. Every day, in everything we do.
A family's presence in the hospital helps children heal faster and cope better. But children who need specialized medical care are often sent out of the Reno area for treatment. Costs can get unmanageable, and it can be difficult for families to accompany their sick child. The Travel for Treatment program, presented by Ronald McDonald House Charities Northern Nevada, gives parents travel assistance when a child's medical treatment is not available at a local hospital. Please contact us today for more information and to see how you can help. Donate online at rmhc-reno.org.
Measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Mom.
Visit arp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Planet Hollywood, Paris, Harrah's, Caesar's Palace. It's one of the most exciting skylines in the world, Las Vegas. Caesars Entertainment has nearly 50 casinos worldwide, including these. But no matter which casino you visit, we want you to play responsibly. And if you need help setting or keeping a limit, we hope you'll call this number. You see, we know you're coming to our casinos to have a good time, and we always want you to leave feeling like you did.
Want more federal news that affects Nevada, its businesses, and its residents? Then you need to subscribe to Nevada's Washington Watch newsletter, your sole source of online news direct from Washington, D.C. Visit joycecommunications.com and subscribe today.
We're back with our closing segment of today's Eye on Washington. Of course, it's our mailbag segment. It's time to read one of your letters and ask our guests to respond to you right here on the air. And Congressman, I have a letter to you from Mary Beth S. And here's what she writes. She says, how are we improving the data available to taxpayers to ensure that government programs are being run efficiently? What do you say to Mary Beth?
Well, that's a great question, and thank you, Mary Beth, for reaching out. I mean, look, what we're doing here in Congress and what we should be doing every day is going through the budget, identifying programs that are not working, and making sure that our money, our taxpayer money, is being invested in programs that are working effectively and efficiently. I think there's got to be a certain amount of accountability, especially when we have a $19 trillion deficit. I believe through websites, through our office, if there's any issues or any information that they need to get a hold of, they can call our office as well. But we're trying to be as transparent as possible here.
I feel like a lot of letters that we get to you and to the other members of our delegation really focus a lot on efficiency, on accountability, on guarding those taxpayer dollars, and you're saying that's important to you too.
Absolutely. I mean, look, we're not in business of just throwing money at a problem that's not even being fixed, right? If something is working and we're investing money in it, then we should continue investing money in it. But if the program's not working, we need to eliminate it.
Right. People get concerned about redundancies and what have you. Correct.
I mean, look, I when I get a paycheck, I determine where my money is going to go. If I don't have the money to buy a brand new car, then you balance your budget. Yeah. And so I believe that the government should be ran the same way. I believe there's got to be some sort of efficiency and accountability. Absolutely.
So Mary Beth can count on you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks
for sharing everything. You can send a letter to Congressman Kihuen or another member of Nevada's delegation. Just go to our website, joycecommunications.com. And while you're there, check out all the federal issues that impact you in Nevada. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. And catch up with any shows you may have missed on our YouTube page. Thanks so much for joining us today on Eye on Washington. I'm Marilee Joyce in Washington, D.C. Have a good day.